The two teams emerge from the tunnel. Flames greet them on the near side touchline by way of the ballyhoo build-up to a new football season. And it's Leeds United in this very, very striking away shirt. I'll choose my words carefully. It's dark grey and it's very bright pink. You can pick that one out, can't you?
I always thought you'd suit pink as well, Brent. I think
I love pink. I'm more salmon pink, maybe.
All right, okay,
is that shocking pink? That?
Yeah, that's definitely not my style either at all.
Two teams then go through the preliminaries ahead of this, the first game of the season for both Bristol City and Leeds United. Leeds have an excellent record against Bristol City. It's a long, long time since they last lost to Bristol City. I hesitate to mention that game was in 1997, and I was here for it. It was a 2-1 League Cup tie, but Leeds won the second leg and went through, so all is not lost on that basis. But Leeds do generally have a good record against Bristol City, but it does have the look of a very tough test for the away team this afternoon. Bristol City have strengthened over the summer months. Callas, who was here last season on loan, has signed a permanent deal now. One of a number of ex-Chelsea players in the Bristol City lineup, and Palmer, another one of those, signed for them in the last few days. Leeds' only new signing in the starting lineup, at least, is the man who will take on a very important role, a lot of pressure role perhaps, given the lack of cover that Leeds have currently at the central defensive positions. So a big day for Ben White then, Parker.
Certainly, and I think a lot of people expected Ben White when he came in to fight for a place. Not too many put him down to actually start this first game at Bristol City, but one thing I would say about him, he looks very assured defender, very calm in possession, but the one thing I do like about him, he loves defending as well, loves to put his body on the line. The amount of blocks I've seen him in pre-season, and this partnership with Liam Cooper is going to be massive, because I firmly believe, Bryn, we keep clean sheets, we're always going to create chances. 9 times out of 10 we score goals, so it's going to be vitally important they can strike that partnership up, along with the rest of the back four as well, keeper in Kiko as well. Get that balance, get that understanding right, and let your forward, your flair players do their creativity in the final third. Because like I said, Hernandez, you've got Harrison out there, Click, Forshaw, all forward-thinking type of players, all got a goal in the locker, so keep solid at the back. Let your fair players go get the goals.
It's quite interesting to see how the two teams line up, because lots of people have been sort of amongst the media pack here, have been asking questions about how will Leeds line up, how will Bristol City line up. The actual truth is we're not entirely sure for both, are we, to be honest with you? Because if you look at Leeds, there are 4 potential defenders, but he's been using 3 a lot in the build-up in pre-season.
And that's down to Marcelo Bielsa, his staff. They're very fluid in the formations. I don't think you can put an actual formation where we actually play. Like I said, out in Italy a week ago, we were like a 3-1-3-1-3. I think we've got the numbers right there. But the players are very comfortable in playing different positions. Times, even in the under-23s game yesterday, you've seen centre-halves making overlapping runs. I don't want to see that too much today from Cooper or Ben White, but it just shows the fluidity and the bravery they have in possession then.
Well, it looks like 3 for Leeds as the game is underway and the season has started. Leeds' centenary season begins away here in Bristol, and Casilla with an early touch and is under pressure from Jeju, and he has to show a nice touch to work his way round the oncoming centre forward and then clear into touch.
He doesn't look like the type of guy that panics too much, does he, Kiko? He was straight there, he knew he had a bit of pressure, but he dealt with it pretty well. Unfortunately, his pass out to Dallas didn't quite get there, but you could see early on Bristol City on the front foot, but great by Ben White.
And Leeds have their first opportunity perhaps to attack in the game, with Hernandez in possession on the right-hand side. Leeds kicking left to right. The Leeds United supporters are gathered behind the goal away to our left-hand side. So at the moment, Kiko Casilla is the nearest Leeds United player to the away supporters. Ball up on the halfway line. Dallas has possession. That's a foul. Late challenge on Dallas by O'Dowda. Republic of Ireland international on the Northern Irish international. The free kick is quickly taken. No fuss made. The ball is switched out to Douglas on the left-hand side. It comes back infield to Phillips, sitting just in front of, well, just the 2 central defenders back in Leeds half at the moment. White in possession now for his first couple of touches in a Leeds United shirt. And then Hernandez gives the ball away. Not something you would expect to say too often. Had such a good season for Leeds United last season.
It's going to be vital again to bring this campaign as well. His experience, he leads from the front as a player, probably don't speak too much in terms of vocal, but what he does, he leads by performances and his goals, his assists, creativity, excellent player.
Leeds playing with the ball in their own penalty area at the moment. Back it goes to Casilla again, he's under pressure. Jeju is staying on him there, just watching and waiting perhaps for the opportunity to pounce.
Excellent, Calvin.
But Phillips does very well, calm and collected and in control of the situation as Leeds again working around on the edge of their own penalty area. White in possession, calls a teammate towards him. Hernandez responds. Hernandez's name rings out from the Atio stand end.
Such a great song.
It is a great song, yeah. The two players have got to play only on the basis that that song gets sung.
Can you get Lauren Parker into a song at all?
Not yet. You've got to earn the right.
I certainly have.
White, crossfield ball from his own half, trying to pick out the forward run of Harrison on the left-hand side. Didn't manage that. Leeds have to win possession back.
Well done.
In their own half, and they do that well. Cooper to White, who's seen a lot of the ball in these early stages, and now Dallas played across the back. And then Dallas goes longer for Bamford to chase. Callas is in front of Bamford. And it's the keeper Bentley who comes out of his penalty area to get his first touch in a Bristol City shirt. The former Brentford keeper, signed in the summer, and he kicks the ball straight into touch for a throw into Leeds United, level with the edge of the penalty area.
I don't mind that ball from Dallas, to be fair, Brent. It just stretches the back four, knowing that we've got willing runners in behind.
Ball cleared away. Leeds can't create the first opportunity of the afternoon. They have to start again from fairly deep inside their own half. Ball on the halfway line is knocked back into the path of White. And now Cooper, and Forshaw comes into play. Still that Leeds United possession. Forshaw in the centre circle now. And it goes back into White again. Leeds very patient in possession. Something we've come to expect perhaps.
It is, but it only works when you look at the midfield rotation. Just seeing Adam Forshaw off the ball is the furthest man forward at the moment. Clicks rotating round with Calvin. They're very fluid, very dynamic in the movements off the ball. You can see this early stages. Looks so sharp, looks so fit.
Remind you that Matchday Live on LUTV is brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Has White again in possession of the ball. Nobody's seen more of the ball at the moment than the man making his debut for Leeds United this afternoon, Ben White. Now Forshaw under some pressure, so has to go backwards again. White is the outlet, and then back to Casilla. Casilla wearing what looks like a traditional Leeds away shirt, really. It's blue and yellow with yellow shorts.
I have to say it's my favourite ever Leeds United goalkeeping kit. It's outstanding, and
I think it's been very popular, hasn't it, from what I'm told. It's flown off the hangers.
Certainly has.
It's the man in the grey and pink at the moment who's in possession. Cooper left side to Douglas. Douglas misplaces his pass. Cooper wins it back again. Leeds enjoy more possession at the moment. Bristol City snapping to win the ball back now, and it's Palmer with a forward run for the home team. Still going before White makes the challenge, but it's an unfair challenge, says the referee. I'm not entirely sure that Tim Robinson's got that one right, because it looked like a good challenge from White, but it's a dangerous position for a free kick.
I don't know if he pulled it back due to Adam Forshaw snapping his heels, coming back in there, but in my opinion, he's done ever so well as Forshaw. He's just got his body across, got his strength, just let's say using his weight, got a little toe into it, and then White's kind of like swept it up, but referee's kind of seen it the other way, so it's a dangerous situation now.
It's right in the middle, but it's got to be 12-15 yards outside the penalty area, so it's maybe 30 yards out. Bristol City have a couple of candidates potentially lining up over the ball currently, who appear to fancy the chance of the strike on goal. It's quite a long way out, it has to be said, but we'll see whether they take that opportunity for a first crack on target now. Palmer's over the ball. Brownhill, Palmer it is who takes it, curls it in, and it's an easy catch for Casilla, straight into the chest of the Leeds goalkeeper. Nice. And he throws quickly out to Hernandez. 2 nutmegs from Hernandez to turn O'Dowda inside out and again, but then the ball forward for Bamford is picked up and cleared away, and Bentley has it back in his own penalty area for the home team. Long ball up and over the halfway line. Header from Byman. Garcia comes out to the area. Again, takes a touch. Slightly nervously, the Leeds fans wait and watch, and they're happy to see the ball go a long way forward into that Bristol City half. I guess that's kind of based on the playoff final, isn't it? That slight moment of nervousness when the keeper's so far out his penalty area now.
It's going to be natural, isn't it, Bryn? Because, like I said, after the Derby game, but what he has done is look confident. He backs his ability, and why wouldn't you if you're a top class keeper like Kiko is? The experience he's got at Real Madrid, playing with those great players, great manager there. You do back your ability.
And I think it's part of the plan anyway, isn't it, to have the keeper playing out as an extra player whenever the opportunity arises. Bristol City clear the ball into touch, far side, just inside the Leeds half. We're 7 minutes in. We haven't had a shot on goal yet. Well, apart from the free kick, which was an easy catch for Garcia. And the scoreline on the scoreboard on the far side of the ground reads Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. Throw in infield. Bamford can't get up to it. He's going to struggle in the physical challenge there potentially with some of the players he's up against. Taylor Moore's come into the Bristol City side today. Taylor Moore's only played 5 games for Bristol City previously, but they've lost Webster to Brighton, so they're making a few changes in that defensive area themselves. Garcia inside his own 6-yard box. Again, Palmer it is this time who challenges the Leeds United goalkeeper. You get the sense that Bristol City are going to push right up on the keeper just in case, don't you?
I think it's a decent tactic what Bristol City are trying to do. All I'd say for Kiko's point of view, yeah, there's times where you can take a touch, address what's in front of you, address trying to play a pass, because like seeing what he's done now, ball at his feet every time he's had it, he tries to pick a pass out, just trying to hoof it up the pitch, but sometimes where he can do.
Hernandez, ball into the edge of the penalty area, looking for the run of Dallas, just in front of Dallas, he can't quite pick it up. Hernandez comes back to try and win possession back for Leeds United, almost on the halfway line, spins off his shins, and it's a Bristol City throw-in. Lee Johnson, the Bristol City manager, rolls the ball into the path of Jay De Silva, who was here on loan last season, made that move permanent in the summer, and he starts this game at left back for the home team. De Silva down the line, onto the chest of Jeju, who is a big lad, former Angers striker in France, signed for over £5 million. That's a big investment by Bristol City, and they got some goals out of him last season. I'm sure they'll be hoping to see a lot more this season. Palmer for Bristol City on the near side touchline, just inside the Leeds half. Runners made by Byman. It's intercepted though by Liam Cooper at a stretch, and now Douglas, can he build something from the back for Leeds? Ball goes out wide to the left side.
That was unlucky.
Click trying to get on the end of it, stumbles, and it goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, he got on the end of it. The pass was meant to be for Bamford, just unfortunately just tripped him up.
He got in the way really, didn't he?
Yeah, get out of the way, Cliff. What are you doing?
So thrown to Bristol City, midway inside their own half. Jeju lets the ball run. Waiting behind to make the clearance is White. And then a free kick is conceded by Forshaw in the Bristol City half.
Just a bit scrappy in here at the moment.
Exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
Everyone's fighting for them second balls. You expect that first game of the season, even the first few, to be honest. Everyone's trying to find the rhythm, trying to settle into it. No one wants to make a mistake earlier on in the season. But what Bristol City have done so far this first 10 minutes when we're in possession, they've dropped off. There's been a lot of times on every man for Bristol City being in their own half. And what I'd say from our point of view, just move that ball a touch quicker. That's when you get the gaps.
Ball up in the air in the centre circle. Bamford battles away with Moore for it. He gets the flick and he gets the free kick as well. I think that's Leeds' first free kick, isn't it? The away fans show their appreciation to some degree.
Brilliant.
On the halfway line, chance perhaps for Leeds to take it quickly, which they take, but the referee's not happy. It's too quick. Hernandez saw the opportunity to play a ball out to the left-hand side where Harrison was in space, but the referees made them bring it back and start again. So this time it goes back. It's a little less positive, at least for the time being. And Leeds have possession in their own half. Palmer runs into the path of White to try and put pressure on the Leeds player, but it's flicked on almost into the path of Click. It goes back to Bentley in the Bristol City penalty area. He swings a right boot at it, gets it up long into the Leeds half. Dallas flicks on underneath it. And on this right hand side, Click just loops a ball. I think that's fairly aimless, but maybe something might come of it as it bounces on the far side of the penalty area. And the man coming up to clean up the problem for Bristol City is Brownhill. And Brownhill clears into touch, and Leeds have the ball back with Forshaw. And now Click in a more central position, chips it over the top, looking for the forward run of Forshaw, but it's cut out, it's cleared forward, and it's onto the chest of Jeju. Goes down under a challenge from Cooper. Nothing given, Leeds have possession. Great
defending that by Cooper. He knew Calvin was like kind of in the vicinity, trying to mob the second ball up. Sometimes you don't have to win it as a defender. Bamford put some great pressure there. And that's what we just do, keep getting those second balls, because that's what Bristol City have been trying to do. It just gives you a front foot, gives you a little platform to build on.
Just the first signs that Leeds are beginning to build that platform as well in this game. Enjoying a lot of possession, but playing more of the game now in Bristol City's half. Say that, and Leeds concede possession. Phillips can't make the second pass, and then a free kick is conceded by Forshaw again. He's going to have to be just slightly careful. That's a couple of minutes. It's a role that he has to take on in that central midfield position. He's got to make a challenge in there. And a couple of them are now being adjudged to be fouls.
He's one of those type of players. It reminds me of like an old-fashioned box-to-box midfielder. You don't really seem to get as much. He likes defensive duties, but then he does try and break forward, influence in possession, going forward. As Ben White gives a free kick away there. Again, I don't mind that. He's trying to fight for the ball. You're gonna get that.
Challenge to the back of Jeju on the edge of the centre circle in the Leeds half. It's taken quickly and it's taken short, and Bristol City pass the ball around midway inside that Leeds half. Palmer's under pressure, goes backwards. O'Dowda picks the ball up for them. They go back towards the halfway line. Then a good ball into the channel, but keeper Casilla is quickly off his goal line up to the edge of the penalty area, and just before De Silva can get in there, he gathers the ball safely into his hands and tells his teammates just to calm things down and to start all over again, and they do that from the back.
Nice.
White very cool in possession under pressure from Palmer, goes back to Casilla. And then Cooper has it now on the left-hand side of the penalty area, and he switches from left to right. And then it comes further out towards the touchline of Dallas, and back in field again to White. Leeds playing the ball around inside, deep inside their own half currently. Cooper in field to Forshaw. And now the runners make their move up front for Leeds, and it goes wide to Harrison. It's a good ball, taken down well on the chest. Good cross into Bamford, who makes a touch, moving towards the near post, and the ball just rolls off the top of his foot and into the hands of Bentley in the Bristol City goal. First glimpse from Leeds United.
And that's what we're about. You've seen a lot last year, that type of little movement, little passage play, diagonal ball out to the wide areas. This time it was Douglas. He knew straight away what he was doing before the ball arrived. Touch out of his feet, deliver it into the box. Bamford were alive on the move as Forshaw just nicked the ball there.
Leeds get the ball back. Bamford now with a shot! Oh, and it was a half volley from the edge of the penalty area, and he's just dragged it wide, but he was in space and he had a little moment of time there. Couldn't quite get the shot on target. That was a chance.
Big chance that for Pat. Fully expect him to work the keeper, hit the target, because just prior to that, speaking about Douglas cross, great movement to get across the face of the goal. There, he's earned the opportunity in the right, Forshaw, right place, right time to pick up the second ball after a mistake, put him straight in, just hit the target, unfortunately just dragged it wide.
Talked about Patrick Bamford in the build-up to the game. Be great for him if you could get something this afternoon, wouldn't it? That was an opportunity, definitely. Leeds come again, great ball into Harrison. Harrison is offside. The moment he makes contact with the ball, the ref's assistant raises the flag. But good space created by Leeds then. There wouldn't be too much in that, I suspect.
Very tight. I just think Harrison he was like half a yard offside, but the one-touch passing was a joy to watch. Ben White, I think, has settled to this game superbly. This first 15, 16 minutes we're ticking into now. Like I said, he's a composed defender, but it's all being good when you do it in pre-season. Not much pressure. So far, it's been excellent.
Ben White getting his first experience of championship level football currently. The man from Brighton. Leeds have a goal kick as the ball is retrieved, sent back to Kiko Casilla, and we're up to the 16-minute mark, and we still await our first goal of the new season. Championship has already proved to be its usual madhouse in terms of the games that have gone so far, including the very first game of the season on Friday night. Crazy match at Kenilworth Road.
If there was one game to sum up this division,
it was that one, wasn't it? It had the lot. Looked at it and thought, same old business as usual from the Championship, it would appear, this season.
Yeah, I don't want to be put through the ringer like that today, please.
A few goals would be good.
Certainly would.
At the moment, it's Leeds who are seeking the first one. The ball goes forward, Click battles away, but defender Moore did well there and held up the Leeds man, and the goal kick is taken quickly. People will be somewhat confused perhaps by the fact that when Moore picked up the ball from Bentley's goal kick there, he was still inside the penalty area, but that's one of those little tweaks to the rules that we've got this season.
I've always wondered that rule, what were in place. It was stupid, to be fair.
Well, they've changed it. Let's see if anybody makes a mistake as a result of it, because it does offer the attacking side potential opportunities to attack the defender in possession. As Casilla comes off his goal line, a long way off his goal line, with Weimann very close in presence as the ball comes across the penalty area. Jeju tries to bring it down. White does extremely well again to control and clear, but the home fans find their voices for perhaps the first time this afternoon. Did well ultimately there, Casilla, didn't he?
Ultimately, Bryn, ultimately. I could see him out of the corner of my eye. He was trying to read the pass over the top. He had a great starting position. You're just thinking, has the pass got enough for him to get there? And I say ultimately he did get there, so you have to say good choice in the end. He affected it, but we just need to be careful on that turnover, because we do commit as full-backs forward. If you lose the ball chiefly, there's that space either side of our centre halves, and 2-3 times now Bristol City have just tried to play that long diagonal ball into that space, hoping to get a runner in. That time with Weimann trying to use his pace in behind, so just got to be careful. Great pass, Ben White.
Good ball from right to left, cross into the penalty area. Moore does really well at the near post, edge of the 6-yard box, to intercept the cross that was looking dangerous with Bamford lurking, but he's pushed it behind for a corner kick to Leeds United, their first corner kick of the afternoon, their first corner kick of the new season. And going across to take it will be Calvin Phillips in front of the Bristol City supporters behind the goal. Leeds have pushed 6 into the box, 5 into the box even, as it curls in beyond Bentley. Just a chance, just a moment there where Harrison thought he might have been able to get a header in on the in-swinging corner kick. Couldn't make contact, it goes behind for a goal kick instead. He found a little pocket of space in there, didn't he?
He did. I just, like I said, I'll give it a little ooh there, Bryn, because I thought I had a little bit of space, a little half a yard. Unfortunately, the delivery just evaded him, a bit too much on it, but game started to settle into a stride. The cross where Douglas had just put in, got turned behind for the corner. Great pass by Ben White yet again.
Goal kick is a long one. It's onto the head of Cooper, just outside the Leeds penalty area. It goes back to Casilla from Douglas, and Casilla wastes no time in getting the ball forward, up and over the halfway line, headed back into Leeds territory. And then in field, Calvin Phillips knocks it back out wide to Barry Douglas.
Can we switch it?
He looks, there's not much on to the right hand side.
Dallas is the ball.
The switch is the ball, unless he goes, as you say, inside his own half. And ultimately, Leeds concede possession anyway.
Well done, Dallas.
Dallas gets in front of Jeju to direct a header back to Casilla in the Leeds box. And then Cooper takes it short from the keeper and gets it back off Phillips. Leeds have done a pretty good job in quietening the home supporters down. We just heard them raise their voices a moment ago as Casilla came out to deal with the problem going forward. But that apart, it's quite quiet. The Leeds end is noisy as ever. The home supporters are a little quieter as Hernandez seeks to quieten them down even more with an attacking movement forward, but the ball rolls off a Bristol City defender's foot and out for a Leeds United throw in. It's level with the edge of the Bristol City penalty areas. Leeds kick from left to right. 0-0 the score. Nearly 21 minutes gone. As the ball comes out to Dallas, who tries something very spectacular from a long way out of the penalty area. And it was so spectacular it doesn't go out for a goal kick, it goes out for a throw-in on the far side of the pitch.
I know he got those 2 goals against Derby in the second leg, but Stuart, just stick to the basics there, please. Little rush of blood. But I was looking at Pablo Hernandez. The last couple of minutes, they started picking positions up as like a number 10 kind of role. I know he has the freedom to like go into those little pockets of spaces, and it's a nightmare for a fullback to mark because you don't know where to get tight, you don't know where to leave him, pass him on for someone else to mark him. So again, he's dropping a little bit deeper, trying to affect the play.
Surely the best brain in the Championship. We saw that last season. And when he takes control of a game, it's something special indeed to watch. Just the first signs that Leeds are trying to get him into this game now. Get him into possession. And he's the man who can most certainly pull the strings. 22 minutes up on the clock now. Matchday Live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Hernandez for Leeds United. Ball on his right foot, looking for help from Forshaw. Edge of the area, good block made by Moore. Comes back to Forshaw again. Little flick, just picks out Douglas, and now Harrison on the left-hand side of the penalty area, trying to play a return pass to the forward-moving Douglas. Leeds have a throw-in. It's the midpoint between the corner flag and the edge of the penalty area. It's taken quickly, it's Click, it's back to Douglas. Can he get a ball into the penalty area? No, he plays a little rolled ball into the path of Harrison. Harrison can't get there in front of the defender. Callas sees him out, and it's a goal kick to Bristol City. Again,
just another sign we're starting to turn that screw a little bit more. Pablo Hernandez has so much time on the ball, you're thinking someone's going to come out, try and close him down. Nice little dink, little pass to Forshaw, and he's thinking, can you play Harrison in? Barry Douglas tried to join the left-hand side, opted for the shot, got blocked unfortunately, but again, slowly turning that little screw now.
It's Hernandez against the left-back De Silva at the moment, which surely offers opportunities there.
Yeah.
Because the left-side midfielder doesn't appear to be either designated to pick him up or is picking him up. So maybe there's an opportunity for Leeds to create something through the reliable foot of Pablo Hernandez, who's in possession now for Leeds, just outside the centre circle.
Well played.
Good work, Hernandez. Out to the left-hand side to Barry Douglas. Douglas is midway inside the Bristol City half now, helped on to Harrison. Players in the box waiting if he can get the ball across. Harrison does get the ball across. Takes a slight deflection. De Silva heads away. Phillips, that's a short pass. Gives Palmer the chance to pick up, but it's won back again by Click, and Leeds have possession once more. Phillips on the halfway line, forced back into his own half by De Silva, who pushes him in the back. Referee allows play to continue despite that. White has it, and it goes all the way back to Casillas. So a long period of possession for Leeds United. Starts at one end, close to the Bristol City penalty area, finishes back in the Leeds box. And they start all over again, building from the back. Phillips to White, and then White to the right-hand side to Dallas. Dallas gives the ball away to O'Dowda. Comes back to Ben White, rolls it back into the path of Casillas again. Possession stat must be beginning to really stack up in Leeds' favour currently. But for all the possession, it's something at the end of it you need for it to really count for anything. Ball over the top for Bamford to chase, but he'll do well to get anything from that. Moore tidies up, goes back to Bentley, the Bristol City keeper. He waits and then clears into the centre circle. Phillips flick on, carries only to Jeju. Jeju with his back to the Leeds United goal in that centre circle.
It's good defending that though. Didn't let him to turn. Don't mind that. Play the ball back. You've done your job as a centre half.
But Bristol City do still have possession. They're in their own half just. Right foot ball forward from Pack, and then it's headed by Hernandez into the hands of Casillas. The two men who feature in the very good song. Cooper gets the ball rolled out to him from the goalkeeper. And then infield to Calvin Phillips, back to Cooper again. 25-minute mark up here at Ashton Gate, still 0-0. Cooper switches play, left to right. Great Hernandez pass. Picks up first touch, just carries the ball a little further away from him than he'd have wanted, so he tries a back heel. De Silva collects instead for Bristol City. And then the ball, is it out for a throw-in? No, it isn't. Assistant keeps the flag down. And Cooper wins the ball back for Leeds just outside the centre circle to Douglas inside the centre circle, and then Forshaw just inside the Bristol City half to Dallas. Patience from Leeds again. Then it's switched to Harrison, who waits on the left touchline. Now cuts in towards the penalty area. Now into the penalty area. Still with the ball at his feet, Harrison. Douglas backs him up. Hesitates, doesn't cross. Goes back central to Forshaw. 10 yards outside the area. Now Hernandez on the edge of the area. Yeah! Oh, what a goal! Pablo Hernandez scores Leeds' first goal of the season, and what a way to start. Curls a shot from the D up into the top corner. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1.
What a finish, Bryn. You said it there. What a way to start the season. Pablo Hernandez. I was screaming out to Barry Douglas, cross it. I don't know why he took a touch. Why did he take a touch? Because he knew the little magician was inside there on the edge of the box. You're thinking, can he get that half a yard? Boy, did he get that half a yard. Watching that replay, killed it into the top corner with his so-called weaker left foot. What a start, Pablo Hernandez. What a start, Leeds United.
You can't stop those. They just cannot be stopped. Fantastic play by Hernandez just outside the penalty area, and the finish was sublime. Bentley beaten all ends up, and those travelling fans are up on their feet now. That was a terrific goal. What a way to start a season. 27 up, Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1.
And we were just saying, wasn't we, Bryn, a few moments prior to that goal, just started to get on top. We started winning those second balls. Not camped in Bristol City's half, but excellent. Bamford shrugged him out of the way.
Bamford does well. He's strong in the challenge. Harrison infield, just on the edge of the penalty area. Needed a bit more support there. Perhaps it's cleared away. But Leeds pick up and control again, and Hernandez has it again. And still there's space for Hernandez to play in. Nobody's picking him up, and he took full advantage on that last occasion. There was work to be done. It was busy through the middle, but he danced his way through, and he found the space, and he made the space. Like the top quality player that he is. Click now to the edge of the penalty area to Harrison. This is good from Leeds United.
Excellent stuff.
Harrison, low crossing, is diverted behind for a corner kick to Leeds United. Really beginning to try and turn the screw now.
You mentioned that they started to quiet the crowd, and I was just thinking, only half going on. Perfect away performance so far, gradually building into it. And you can see the confidence they've got, especially from that goal. Real swagger about the play at the moment.
Phillips goes across to take Leeds' second corner kick of the afternoon. You can hear those Leeds voices. In it goes, in swinger, headed away by Jesus, helping the defenders out. And it's carrying all the way up into the Leeds half, where Hernandez jogs back and rolls it back into the path of Casilla. Casilla switches play to the left-hand side, and Douglas does well to control on his chest, bring the ball down and look for support in the shape of Calvin Phillips. And now Forshaw. Forshaw from left to right to Dallas, and Hernandez again. Adaud in front of him. He gives the ball away. Hernandez, that was a sloppy pass. And it's Pack who brings the ball forward for Bristol City. Knocks it wide to the right-hand side to Hunt, former Huddersfield man. Ball at his feet, defender in front of him, holds him up on the halfway line. Good work there from Douglas. Stopped the forward run of the Bristol City full-back, and the ball ends up with Casilla. Good defending.
Excellent defending. There's 2-3 times that's happened now where a player in Bristol City around about the halfway mark had no real option going forward. Apply the pressure, force him to pass it back. Done your job. Keep the high line, keep the press on.
No need to tell you who's got the louder voices inside this stadium at the moment. You can hear it.
Superb.
Long old journey down here, 200 plus miles. Fairly straightforward drive for those of us who did that this morning. Might be a bit more tricky on the way back, particularly with a rail strike in this area. No prospect of travelling home by train. Bit of a ridiculous time for a kickoff, all things considered. I can say that these days. 4:30. Whose idea was that? Dallas down the right hand side, given away to De Silva. De Silva does well to keep the ball away from Forshaw, who nipped in to try and make the challenge. Bristol City have possession in their own half. They took a bit of a walloping here at the hands of Crystal Palace just over a week ago in their final pre-season friendly. They lost 5-0 here, but they're attacking now with Wyman into the box. Oh, the ball just spins behind Jesus, and Leeds got just a tiny bit lucky there. Slight deflection took the ball away from Jesus, who was in a really good position just inside the penalty area for Bristol City. And that's the most dangerous ball that we've seen in from the home side so far.
Just got caught ball watching, Bryn. Just switched off that split second. So just that little ball watch, play it in behind, because that's what they're trying to do. Done it 3-4 times now, especially with Wyman. I've always been a big fan of Wyman. Every time I've seen him play, he's got pace, he's direct, and that's his movement, trying to get in behind his marker, which was Barry Douglas at the time. So just stay switched on, keep everything in front of you.
Austrian international. Ball comes towards him again from a free kick from De Silva, cleared away from the edge of the D, but De Silva's back in possession. Now Jeju for Bristol City, and it's a good back heel to De Silva in space, who has a chance to chip the ball up into the penalty area, but it's beyond any of his teammates. Just lofted it too much, got a little too much power in the cross, and it's brought away by Douglas, and now Cooper, and now Phillips, and Leeds have done a good job there.
Yeah, because they were dangerous. They're just building for the first time in the game, really. A bit of sustained pressure, like saying the cross that came from Weimann, that eluded, I think, two players really. Both tried to have a little hack at it, missed it. But again, diagonal pass, great ball from Click.
Harrison picked out on the far side, on the left side of the penalty area.
Win it back.
But they win it back, lose it, then win it back through Forshaw. What can Forshaw do? 25 yards out. It's a square ball to Dallas, and then a pass in field to Click, and then he tries to find the forward run from Dallas, which was a good run, but the pass was too close to De Silva, and he makes the block and the interception. And then it's Pack who switches play from a central position out to the right hand side, and Hunt. But Hunt gives the ball straight to Calvin Phillips, who gives it quickly back to Harrison just inside the Bristol City half. Now Forshaw with a bit of time to pick a pass from the centre circle. It's an easy pass in the end to Hernandez, who's standing just next to him. Possession football from Leeds. Lose possession now as Moore heads down to De Silva on the edge of the Bristol City penalty area. De Silva on this
Pablo.
near side, under pressure from Pablo Hernandez.
Different
and it's
class.
won back, and Leeds have done really well there. Dallas from Bamford, now into Harrison, just outside the area. Sliding challenge from Hunt. Bristol City briefly have the ball back, and then Leeds win it back again with Forshaw. Frustration for the home fans. Hernandez.
Take care, Pablo.
That was so out of character. It was an opportunity to play a teammate in on the left-hand side, and he got the pass all wrong, and Leeds have to start again, but they don't mind doing that. This patient approach, work it from the back. It goes from Cooper back to Casilla. Slightly misplaced pass from Casilla makes Ben White work a bit harder than he'd like, but he gets there and he clears the ball up and over the halfway line, where Bamford is strong in the challenge with Moore. Moore just gets a foot in ahead of him, and it goes all the way back to Bentley. Just a little bit of afters from Bamford, which is actually quite good to see there on the marking centre half.
I was going to say, I like that.
Just barged into him as the two of them walked away from the ball. But Bristol City have the ball in an attacking position again. O'Dowda, midway inside the Leeds half, comes inside of Dallas. Now he's into the edge of the penalty area, towards the penalty spot, and Forshaw does really well to acrobatically volley the ball clear. Casilla thinks there should have been an offside, I think, there. Nothing given. De Silva takes a free kick for Bristol City, level with the edge of the Leeds box on this left-hand side as Bristol City kick towards the Leeds United travelling support. O'Dowda's in possession for them now. Dallas is right in front of him. It goes back a little way. Now Pack has it for Bristol City, most experienced player in their side, and the captain. And into the centre circle it goes. And Callas, signed permanently, having played here on loan last season. Callas going forward, the centre-back. He's in a good position on the edge of the penalty area. Takes the ball into the box. And Casilla does really, really well to drop on the cross at the near post.
Just need to set the sting out of the game at the moment. Keep giving the ball away cheap. Uncharacteristic as well. People like Pablo just giving stupid passes away. Where I was thinking prior to that, if we do the simple, basic things, there's a second goal in it, because we've got the confidence playing in the final third. We're moving the ball ever so well. Don't let silly mistakes creep into your game, and then all of a sudden the crowd will get into it a little bit more, give Bristol City players a little bit more confidence, because so far for the first 35 minutes we've done the basics well and then got near us.
What a ball that is from Phillips to Hernandez, who's onside and into the penalty area. He got the chance to cross the ball back, he rolls it back, but it's into the hands of Bentley, and Bentley is a relieved man to just be able to palm the ball behind. He got right into the position by the post there, Hernandez, but he couldn't get the ball beyond the goalkeeper.
They were always trying to find that little cut back, that little pass across the goal, but he must have been no more than 6-7 yards away from it. Put your foot through it, Pablo. Just smash it.
There was a chance, definitely.
Might go through his legs, might have a ricochet, you don't know.
So Leeds have to settle for a corner kick, which they'll take for the first time from the near side as we watch Leeds kick from left to right. Douglas takes it in towards the centre of the penalty box. It's won twice by Bristol City heads, but Leeds have it back, and Dallas has a lot of time and space just outside the area, but the ball is straight into De Silva. Again, slightly disappointing cross in.
Excellent.
But Leeds win it back again. It's left-hand side, it's Harrison. He curls across in, but there's too much on that. Bamford was waiting in the middle as well, and the ball actually hits the corner flag and comes out on this near side for a Bristol City throw-in.
It was definitely on. Just a little bit more quality from Harrison, because looking at Bamford, pulled off more off the back stick. He had 2-3 yards space. If he were on the money, he'd have got a free header at goal.
Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1, coming up to 37 minutes gone here at Ashton Gate in the opening game of the season. Goal scorer Pablo Hernandez, and a fine goal it was too. Ball's bobbling around, bouncing around in a position just by the halfway line on our side of the pitch. And it's going to be a throw into Bristol City, which De Silva will take for them. Played 21 games on loan here last season. Former Chelsea man. Must have liked what they've seen. They've made the move permanent. Bamford.
Excellent, Bamford.
Plays infield to Hernandez, just slightly short of Hernandez perhaps. Then De Silva does well to nip in. He's done well so far, Jay De Silva. He's been quite busy
won the ball
down this left side. And Bristol City have now won a free kick, which, as you can tell, Ben Parker doesn't think was the right decision. Casey Palmer gets the call from the ref.
There's been several ones of those where you're just trying to nick the ball in front of either a striker, a midfield player. Yeah, there's times when we have given a free kick away, no doubt, but fully believe Calvin got the ball there. He's entitled to do that. That's his job.
Long discussion going on between the referee and Calvin Phillips as a result of that. Clearly Calvin Phillips not happy with the decision. Referee keen to make his point as well. De Silva takes it short, still in the Bristol City half. Forshaw works hard to try and close down space, and it's Leeds have done well in that sense again, because they have won the ball back, and it ends up with Bristol City having to start again from inside their own half. Good hard work from Leeds United, pressurising the mistakes from the opposition. Garcia under a little bit of pressure, ball up into the centre circle where Pack wins it for Bristol City. Goes back to Hunt in his own half, back to Pack again. Now Hunt, almost given away to Bamford, but Moore does well. And then just to settle things down, the captain decides that he'll go back to Bentley, the goalkeeper, and Bristol City start down the left-hand side. Hernandez gets a foot in on Moore, but it comes back to Moore once more. Now O'Dowda for Bristol City in the Leeds half, holds off Dallas. Now De Silva, better period of possession this for the home team, although they're struggling to find the space to get in behind Leeds United, so they go all the way back to Bentley on the edge of the penalty area. Leeds working incredibly hard at the moment. It's a muggy sort of day, it's overcast, but it's very warm. Can they keep going? Hunt has found a lot of space in behind the left back. Cooper does extremely well to clear the cross away. All of a sudden it opened up for Hunt there, down Bristol City's right. And they try down that avenue once more. The ball in from the far side. It's flicked away by Cooper. This is dangerous for Leeds on the edge of the area. Byman with a shot. Cleared away by Cooper. Comes back out to the penalty area again. And this time it's Click who plays the ball to Hernandez deep in his own territory. Now better. That's Click over the halfway line. Forshaw is not going to be able to get to that. And the ball goes back to Bentley. Not a bad period of possession that for Bristol City. Ultimately Leeds coped with it. But just one or two slightly worrying moments along the way.
You can just see Marcelo Bielsa coming out of his technical area there, Bryn, to get a measure on somebody, because again, little lapse of concentration, runners running in behind. So sometimes, just like communication, you have to push all the way in with your man. Sometimes hold your position, because they're going nowhere, then let the runners run onto you.
Onus is on Bristol City obviously now to get something from this game, a goal behind. But that doesn't really ever seem to influence the way Leeds United play. That's certainly the evidence of what I saw last season.
Nope.
They just keep coming. There's no question of anybody shutting up shop or what we have we hold or any of those things. They just keep pushing. 40 minutes up on the clock. Remind you that the Matchday Live on LUTV is brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. As White goes back to Casilla on the edge of the D for Leeds United. Been relatively well protected so far, Kiko Casilla, by the players in front of him. Cooper in possession being one of them now. Goes back to the goalkeeper. He's made one easy save from a free kick and one good catch from a cross at the near post. Hernandez just saw a glimpse there of an opportunity to get in, but De Silva was alive to the potential problem, and he rolled the ball back to the goalkeeper Bentley, and then it goes forward for Vyman to chase down the right hand side. Controls well, brings the ball infield to pick out a teammate, in this case Brownhill, and now O'Dowda, left side of the Leeds penalty area, step over, still going O'Dowda, taking on Dallas, gets the cross in, Casilla gets fingertips to it, it's bobbling around in the area, and the shot is saved by Casilla. Brownhill from just inside the penalty area, central position, low shot, Casilla got fingertips to it, and ultimately the ball ends up behind for a Leeds United goal kick. First real glimpse of danger.
Yeah, and like I said, it's been building the last 5 minutes or so. In the end, you have to put it down to a great save from Kiko there. But initially, the cross, he had a little flap at it. He just sends a panic across the defenders by doing little things like that. But he made up for it because I think it was a great save. A lot of bodies in his way. He must have seen it late, Bryn, but low down to his left, managed to get a good save. I just think at the moment, 3 minutes left of normal time, just kill it, get to half time, take the sting out of the game.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, but it doesn't usually work like that, does it?
Silly not.
Unconventional is the approach. Marcelo Bielsa's approach has been extremely successful, we should point out. But he has a lot of different ideas to what we've grown up with, if you like, in the way that the game has developed in this country. And that's what makes it so interesting. Phillips, slightly loose pass from Phillips. Leeds are a bit lucky to get away at least initially with that one, but Bristol City do achieve good position in terms of attacking, and then they give the ball away themselves, and that gets a few groans from the home supporters. Now Harrison's got space to run into on the left hand side. Bamford pulls off his man in the middle. Harrison up to the edge of the penalty area, chance of a shot maybe, squares it for Hernandez on the edge of the box, comes for Forshaw. Oh! Just wide, no more than a few inches wide of the left hand post. Leeds so close to a second goal.
I was out of my seat, Bryn, thought he was nestling in the bottom corner. Great counter attack by Leeds there. Jack Harrison travelling with the ball, good 40-50 yards. You're thinking, right, can you have an end product? Noticed Forshaw's there to his right, build up to Hernandez, laid it off to Forshaw again. You're thinking, hit the target, thought you're going to nestle in the bottom corner. So unlucky.
What a good time that would have been to score a second goal a minute and a half before the end of regulation time in this, the first period, in this, the first game of a new season, Leeds United centenary season. Everybody hopes it would be a double celebration come the end of it. Long way to go, of course. Leeds trying to progress on last season, which is going to be no small order because they finished third, of course, last season. Fantastic achievement, really, despite the disappointment. Ultimately, Leeds come again with Click now inside the Bristol City half. Good work from Click. Meg's on Pack on that occasion, but Pack recovered well and got a hard sliding challenge that leaves Click writhing on the floor, and Bristol City retain possession. Home supporters telling Click to get up, nobody listening. De Silva on the charge for Bristol City. Good interception by Ben White, who's been impressive on debut so far for Leeds United. Click still down in the Bristol City half, and now he may get the chance to get some treatment. Just beginning to gingerly get to his feet, and the home supporters feel that maybe he's been trying to trick the referee into something there, as he begins now to hobble somewhat, but walk at least away from where he was lying prone on the floor. Chance for a quick break for everybody. Players come towards the near side for a drink as the board goes up that shows us we've got 2 added minutes.
Little scuffle on the side. Lee Johnson, physio staff.
Started with the Leeds physio staff, yeah, and Lee Johnson. Not entirely sure what the issue is there.
Got nothing to do with Lee Johnson. The physio just trying to do the job, trying to see if Click's all right.
Occasionally combative figure, Lee Johnson, that's for sure. I'm saying no more than that. It's a throw into Bristol City, into the penalty area it goes. Long throw from Brownhill, headed away by Cooper, comes back to Brownhill. Chance for Leeds to clear their lines more successfully. It goes long for Bamford. He was the right option there. Bamford battling hard as well. And it's a good battle from
Excellent
Patrick Bamford. And he's getting into this, Patrick Bamford. Excellent. He's got to get into the centre halves, and that's exactly what he was doing there.
Love that.
up against Taylor Moore, tight to his back, and Bamford was no way backing down. And Leeds end up with possession as a result of it. And the away fans rather sing Patrick Bamford's name, and that's good. He needs that backing. He needs to get the confidence going early on this season, and he could be quite a player for Leeds United. 10 goals last season. He wants to better that this time. Problems with injuries as well, so he'll definitely need to stay fit. Hernandez. Good work by Hernandez. Edge of the penalty area. Still going Hernandez. Still going Hernandez. Shot is blocked. Comes back to Hernandez again. This time to Harrison in space. Can he drive the ball? No, he plays it back to Forshaw. Had the chance to shoot. The pass was slightly undercooked, and the chance went. And it was a great position that Leeds United were in, but they get the ball back in their own half as we're into added time now, deep into added time now, seconds away from the end of the first period. Bielsa now has a little discussion with the fourth official, and then Palmer foolishly throws the ball into the chest of Stuart Dallas. It's all getting a little bit silly right before half time, probably for the best that the two teams go off at the half-time interval as the referee's whistle sounds to bring an end to an excellent first 45 minutes of action for Leeds United. As the two teams depart down the tunnel, the half-time scoreboard reads Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1. We're almost set for a big second half for Leeds United. I think the real feeling is that Leeds could do with starting this season well, much as they did last season. Get the momentum going and get it going early. Build the belief, rebuild the belief perhaps in Leeds' case after what happened at the end of last season. So much was so good for so long last season. It just slightly unravelled in the final few weeks. We're underway, second 45 minutes. Matchday Live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Bristol City try and set themselves up for an early attack, but the ball carries all the way through into the hands of Kiko Casilla. And from Casilla it goes underarm to Cooper. No changes either side at half-time. Phillips for Leeds on the halfway line. Late challenge on Phillips. The referee allows play to continue because Harrison has possession, and then Bamford does well to knock the ball wide to Hernandez. Midway inside the Bristol City half to the right. Supporting is Dallas. It comes back to Hernandez. Dallas goes again and gets the ball back. Chance to cross from Dallas. It goes in low. Almost finds Forshaw on the penalty spot. He's just nipped away before it arrives at the foot of the Leeds player. Leeds have it again. Hernandez, great ball in the channel for Forshaw. Forshaw turns towards goal and turns the ball back, looking for a teammate on the edge of the area, but there isn't one there. Bristol City clear away, and Leeds try and win possession back from them. Almost succeed. Palmer on a run. Phillips does extremely well there.
Excellent.
Steps in, reads the situation and starts the attack. Click is brought down.
Referee, any chance?
This could be the first yellow of the afternoon. I think it will be the first yellow of the afternoon. Pack it is, who pulls down Click, who turned away from the marking Bristol City player, and the captain gets the first yellow card of the afternoon. No doubt Ben Parker agrees with that decision.
Good decision, referee.
He was away, wasn't he, Click, there?
Certainly was.
Allowed to keep going.
I think it was Harrison made that overlapping run round Click as well, and he was kind of in down this left-hand side closest to us. But great 90 seconds from us from the off-go from that first whistle.
Leeds free kick then is about 15 yards inside the Bristol City half, just to the left of centre. Leeds now kicking towards the travelling fans in the second period in the Atio stand. Very famous former Bristol City footballer that stand is named after. As the ball carries off the head of Click and straight into the hands of Bentley, the Bristol City goalkeeper, who bowls the ball underarm out to De Silva on their left hand side into the Leeds half, and O'Dowda, who turns away from Dallas. And De Silva's kept running, and Bamford stayed with him. Can Bamford? Oh, he does well. Patrick Bamford in a deep defensive position not only wins the ball back, well, we thought he'd won a free kick, but actually the ball goes out for a Bristol City throw-in, and Bamford gets nothing for that. Looked like his heels were clipped. Bristol City have possession, and there is a foul, surely, by Forshaw. Challenge on Palmer. Forshaw holds his hands to his head, and now he will get the yellow card, and that might be the totting up process. We mentioned it in the first half. Couple of challenges, free kicks in quick succession. Now he gets a yellow card for that challenge on Palmer.
Can you tackle anymore, Bryn? Is that kind of going out of the game?
It's not going out of my game, Ben. That's all I've got. 50 years old now.
There's nothing wrong with that, Bryn. I'll allow you one or two. But going back to Bamford in the corner there, yeah, he gave away a throw in the end, but excellent striker play is that, because majority of strikers you'll see a lot throughout the Championship season. The switch off, they don't like the defensive duties. They were excellent there.
Bristol City have the ball out on the left-hand touchline. It was a short free kick when it came. De Silva's on it now for them. and then it goes back to little towards the centre circle before the diagonal ball into the penalty area, heads up in the penalty area. Bristol City trying to work a position, they do nothing like that, and the ball carries harmlessly through to Casilla. More groans from the home supporters, but Leeds concede possession cheaply. Forshaw has to come back in quickly to win it back at the cost of a throw-in. Now the home fans are a little more optimistic as their side has the chance to throw the ball up and in towards the penalty area. It goes back a little ways to Jack Hunt, in chipped up from Hunt, and Casilla again catches easily, and this time Casilla actually kicks from his hands, and Bamford's got the wrong side of the defender and is still going forward, and still Bamford is chasing and battling away, and he's done well to win the ball for Leeds. He left one defender trailing in his wake there, still down on the ground. Now the referee stops play with Leeds in a good attacking position to allow treatment for the player that Bamford bashed to the ground, which I think is Callas. He did really well there, Patrick Bamford. Again, physically, he was strong, wasn't he?
It looks like he's come back a beast. It looks like he's put a bit of size on. Not size, but just that strength.
Bulked up.
Yeah. You're saying Callas is down there. Split seconds straight after the ball went out. Well, the referee stopped it. Moore went down, so you must get great feeling that being a striker. Bullied two centre-halves, made them go down.
Yeah.
Give him some confidence with that. You can see the Leeds fans to his left. Full appreciation of Patrick Bamford's hard work there.
And you're just saying more of the same, I guess, because at the moment it looks like Roof's on his way. He's injured anyway. So that position is Patrick Bamford's, isn't it? You know, that he's got to make his mark now. He's got a great opportunity to do that. You'd expect and anticipate that somebody else will be coming in as well, because he needs backup. They've got to have another striker if Roof leaves.
I agree with there, Bryn. Yeah, we've got strikers and under 23s. Coming high off, he got 2 goals with the under 23s yesterday. Ryan Edmondson is another good prospect, knocking on the door, chomping at the bit, trying to get a chance as well. So yeah, we've got some young players, but it's also good to have another senior option as well, isn't it, Bryn? Because yeah, Bamford, he can do it on his own, but it's also nice to have that competition for places, pushing each other. But the Leeds fans are loving the hard work, the dedication, and being a Leeds player, that's all they demand. The fans.
It's the starting point.
It's a great starting point. Oh, that's all they demand. Give 100%. Yeah, you're going to have an off day with your quality, but as long as you give that 100%, the fans will love you for that.
I remember well with Brian Dean, somebody who didn't always look the prettiest footballer, but fans really always appreciated the work that he did.
He used to clean Brian Dean's boots, actually. It's been a YT, yeah.
Wow, can I have your autograph?
Big size 13.
I bet they were as well, yeah.
God, nightmare.
You had your work cut out there.
Nightmare in the winter. I don't think he gave me a Christmas tip either.
I'm saying nothing. I bumped into Brian in a garage in Headingley recently. We had a good chat.
Top bloke.
He is. Ball out wide, right-hand side. Leeds United have possession. Dallas on the ball. Chance to whip the ball into the penalty area. Up it goes in the air. Spinning clear from the head of Weimann. But Leeds have it back again. Again, good possession in Bristol City's half. Click. Patient play. And Dallas goes wide to Hernandez. Hernandez brings the ball in field now. Just rolled it behind Forshaw and allowed Pack to step in and intercept. He gives it to Palmer. Palmer's under pressure from Phillips. Leeds working prodigiously hard, and they win the ball back really well from Hernandez, then lose it again. Just got a slightly unlucky break there. Hernandez can't make the foul on Palmer. Now there's a bit of space for Weimann, right side of the penalty area. In it goes low. Jeju on the stretch, but it's cleared from Ben White's foot. Bristol City pick up again, but the ball's some way outside the Leeds penalty area. That was a dangerous moment. Pack goes back into the centre circle, but as Ben Parker suggested, great defensive work from White. It had to be as well, as the ball came in towards Jeju in the middle. Still Bristol City have possession just outside the Leeds penalty area through O'Dowda. Back he goes to Pack. Now it's Bristol City's turn to be patient in possession all the way back into their own half. That's good work by Leeds to force them back deep to start all over again. Bamford comes back to try and win the ball back. Palmer it is into a gap, but that's another easy pick-up for Casilla in the penalty area for Leeds. He bowls the ball out overarm to Douglas, and Leeds can attack again perhaps. Up to the halfway line on this left-hand side, Barry Douglas. Infield to Forshaw. Forshaw to Harrison. Back to Douglas it goes again. And back to Forshaw. Does well to nick the ball to Phillips, and Phillips wide right to Dallas, and just a little wider right than Dallas is Hernandez. And now Phillips back in field on the edge of the centre circle. Right-footed ball up to Harrison on the edge of the box, who brings it down brilliantly. Chance to cross, just behind Bamford. There's a fine passage of play there. Great ball to pick Harrison out, lovely control. And it was a tantalising cross as well from Harrison, just behind Bamford. The game is opening up. Cooper, right foot, over the top, another good-looking diagonal ball. Unlucky. Bounces ahead of Harrison this time and out for a throw-in.
Going back a couple of moments, back to Ben White, that challenge in the box, that's basically what he's there for, his defending skills. Yes, he's been great on the ball, just there on the far touchline to keep the ball in play. Just chop pass it past Deju there, keep the attacking going. But first and foremost, that's why you pay the wages to him. Got him on that season loan from Brighton for him to put defensive blocks in like that.
Solid start from the new central defender. Needs to be as well, because it's another position where Leeds aren't blessed with an awful lot of cover.
Referee, any chance?
Another late challenge on Phillips. This time the referee has seen it and has given another yellow card. So we've had a flurry of yellow cards at the start of the second period as things start to ramp up just a little bit. This time it was a foul on Calvin Phillips by Casey Palmer. So 2 Bristol City players now in Tim Robinson's notebook.
Just little niggly ones, aren't they, Bryn, at the moment? Just leaving a little foot in there. Obviously Pablo's having a word with the referee at the moment.
Serves Leeds well though, doesn't it? Because game stops, Leeds have possession back and the chance to build a period of possession again, which they start to do now. And they're in the Bristol City half as well. Click to Chase down the channel. In front of him, good work, solid defensive work from Thomas Callas. £8 million signing this summer, having played here on loan last season. Big investment by Bristol City. When you look at the money that's been spent on the stadium, when you look at the money they're starting to spend on the team, you can tell that the man in charge here, Steve Lansdowne, is very keen for this side to make further upward progress. Almost got in the playoffs last season, had a tremendous run through the middle part of the season, 9 successive victories, and then just fell away in the final few weeks, didn't make it into the top group. Leeds did the double, of course, as well, including a win on their last visit here in March by 1-0, and that's the scoreline on 55 minutes again this afternoon in favour of Leeds United. Given away though to Jeju. Jeju passes the ball only to Ben White, and Leeds are grateful for that, and they clear away through Forshaw. Can Forshaw start the break now? Now Click to the left hand side to Harrison. Bamford waits in the middle. Forshaw continues a forward run. Harrison with the ball at his feet up to the edge of the penalty area, still going. Now it's rolled wide from Click. The ball's flicked up by Douglas, comes towards the edge of the area. Calvin Phillips waits. Support on the right hand side comes from Hernandez. Really good work from Hernandez. Patrick Bamford takes home Leeds' second goal. Terrific build-up play, and Bamford is delighted, and the Leeds fans respond behind the goal. Leeds United have doubled their advantage. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 2.
That little magician again, Pablo Hernandez. It looked like he was faking to cross, tapped it round the defender on rushing to him, stabs a little cross to the near post, and there's Patrick Bamford. Deserves that goal today, Bryn. I think he's been excellent so far. He's been bullying defenders, throwing him to the ground, but guess what? He's judged on that. Judged getting in between the 6-yard box, in between the goalposts. All good strikers know where the net is. Just had to direct it on target. Absolutely buzzing for Patrick Bamford. Deserve it. Leeds deserve it. 2-0 up.
Terrific goal again, you've got to say, and the approach play from Hernandez plays such a massive part in it. The timing of the run, the balance again, took the ball to the byline, and then the decision making to flick the ball up, and Bamford did extremely well, pulled off the defender, worked the space for himself, and it was a really good header from relatively close range, but just in the right spot. Really good goal. 2-0 Leeds United. Fantastic stuff.
I think it came at a great time as well, Bryn, because the game started to get a little bit, not scrappy, just like we said, niggly. There was times where it was almost like, not a basketball game as such, but a few mistakes creeping in, going back and forth. But to get that second goal, quietens the crowd down, gives us a great position now. Can we go and build on this? Yep, clean sheet will be fantastic. Let's go get a third.
Well, that's always the game plan. That's the A+ game plan anyway, isn't it? Keep going, keep pushing. Leeds have been tight defensively anyway. Cooper has possession. He's been quietly very effective in there. Calvin Phillips loops a ball forward. Now Harrison on the left-hand side. Controls the ball towards the touchline, near side, left side. Has the chance to move towards the penalty area. Picks out Click, back to Harrison again. Could he work it onto the left foot? He can.
Oh, lucky.
But the shot goes just a little wide. Good approach play from Leeds again. High fives between Click and Harrison. And they are certainly beginning to click in terms of their attacking play.
Nice little pun, Bryn, like it.
It's the last time I'll use that one.
But Jack Harrison, another player, he grew in confidence last season as long as the season went on. Come back in great shape. I know he did a lot of work at Man City prior coming back to pre-season with us. But another one's had a fantastic game so far.
Now, Leeds need to keep it tight as Hunt tries to start an attack with O'Dowda in possession now for Bristol City. Into the penalty area it goes, up to the edge of the penalty area. Should be cleared away, is cleared away by Dallas. And Bamford, again, he's the lone target up there, and he's battling away. He's done brilliantly well there, Patrick Bamford, to hold off the central defensive challenge and to help Leeds build another attack, with Forshaw now in possession on the right-hand side. Into the penalty area it goes. Click has possession, holds the ball up, back to Forshaw with chance maybe to shoot, drives it low. Just wide from Adam Forshaw. Another great, confident moment of attacking play from Leeds United, and it all started with Bamford winning his battle in the centre circle again.
Mentioned Ben White, mentioned Harrison there, obviously Pablo Hernandez. They've all had fantastic games, but spearhead of today's performance, Bamford so far. Like I said, again, been so strong in those positions, looking after the ball, and then we'll start playing with a swagger, start playing with a confidence. Forshaw, you think he was going to tee somebody up, a teammate, went for goal, just dragged it wide.
Not a prodigious goal scorer, is he, Adam Forshaw? He's had 2 good sights on goal today. I'm sure it'll come. Leeds do well again. Look at the space that there is for Phillips to work into now down the middle, and he's got support down the left-hand side from Douglas. Back into Phillips, back to Douglas again. Leeds have the chance with players forward to build an attack. Good work. Harrison's into the penalty area and just deflects off the full-back Hunt as Harrison was pushing the ball into the path, prodding the ball into the path of the oncoming Patrick Bamford. It goes behind for a corner kick.
It's an absolute joy to watch him over as this sprint. The movement off the ball, you're following passes, little round the corners, driving, real pace. Bristol City defenders don't know how to stick a twist at the moment. You can see a third goal on the cards. Keep this up.
And the away fans are enjoying this mightily behind the goal that Leeds are attacking now. Phillips with the ball in towards the near post. It spins up in the air. It's Bristol City have really got the height in there. They've got the bigger bodies, and they managed to get ahead to it, and they clear a long, long way up into the Leeds half. But it's only Callas off his goal line, and Casillas goes a long way forward and back up towards the edge of the Bristol City penalty area, and the man who collects for them there is Taylor Moore. To his central defensive partner this afternoon, Callas.
Don't Click.
And then pressure is put on by again. Click. Almost forces a mistake out of Pack. Bristol City recover, and then it's won back again. Leeds snapping into every challenge. Cooper stepped forward then, got in front of Jeju and cut the ball out before the Bristol City striker could make any attempt to get possession. Home fans are quiet, the away fans anything but.
You can see they're trying to respond. Bristol City, double substitution, got lined up on the sideline here. They've got to try something different now.
Patterson and Eliasson ready to come on. 2 experienced players. And they need something different up front at the moment, because it's not happened for Bristol City in front of goal at all. Long may that continue, obviously. Douglas for Leeds United, right-hand side. Forshaw does brilliantly to let the ball run. And now it's Harrison who can drive forward up to the edge of the penalty area. Good pace, comes back out to the edge of the area, and Click, who drives the shot in. Still in there, Bamford, now Hernandez. Hernandez holds the ball up inside the Bristol City box, onto his left foot, and the shot is blocked and cleared away. There's such confidence about Leeds United when they go forward now. The pace is electrifying, and now Bristol City decide changes are required. Lee Johnson is going to bring on those 2 players we just mentioned, Eliasson and Patterson. O'Dowda's one of the 2 who's going to come off. The Republic of Ireland international. Been a difficult afternoon for him. Not really got himself into any attacking positions. And the second change, we'll see Casey Palmer come off after his Bristol City debut. Not really been able to make much of an impact either, the former Chelsea man. And Eliasson comes on to replace him. In the meantime, Leeds United will restart the game with a throw-in on the far side as Leeds kick from right to left towards the Atio stand, towards the huge army of travelling Leeds United supporters. If it stays like this, they will feel all the effort on this late afternoon on a Sunday will have been worth it. Hernandez, now it's Leeds attacking with Bamford in possession. Harrison's in a lot of space on the left-hand side, but they've got to go back before they can go forward into the centre circle. Phillips and Cooper, and they're more than happy at this stage of the game to go all the way back to Kiko Casilla, because Leeds have a 2-goal lead, and we're up to 64 minutes here at Ashton Gate. Phillips, now Ben White. Now he does switch the play. That's a terrific ball from Ben White to Harrison. Back it goes to Douglas, and back to Harrison again. And Harrison plays in field to Click and gets the ball back off Click, and the interplay is excellent at the moment. Hernandez, and now Douglas, and back to Hernandez, and back to Douglas again. Left-hand side, can't quite thread the pass to Harrison. Will have to try and win possession back off Eliasson. Doesn't manage that, causes Eliasson to drop to the ground with a hand around the throat, and that will be a Bristol City free kick, but not the worst for Leeds at this stage. Play stops, the ball goes out, has to be retrieved, a few more seconds tick away. And Leeds United, with that 2-goal advantage, will be happy to glance up at the scoreboard on the far side and see those seconds keep piling up. Hunt for Bristol City. Up it goes into the Leeds half. Jeju commits a foul. Yeah, arms up in the air. The ball hits him on the arm. Definitely wasn't his natural silhouette, is the terminology I think now, isn't it? And the free kick was duly awarded against him. Casilla will come out of his penalty area to take it. Some way out of his penalty area to take it. Nobody in a red shirt currently near him. And again, no need to hurry. Just take your time. Reposition the ball. And then drive it long forward. Looking for Bamford. Holding off that central defensive challenge again. They've been so tight to him, but Patrick Bamford has won those battles with the 2 central defenders. Callas, and in particular Moore, the man who's come into the Bristol City side following the departure of Webster for Brighton. I would imagine that, like Leeds, Bristol City will be looking to do business before the transfer window closes later this week. Leeds attack again down the right side, and a corner kick is won. Good work from Stuart Dallas. Rode the first challenge, the second challenge took the ball away from him, but at the cost of a corner and more seconds. 66 up, Bristol City 0. Leeds United 2. And Leeds have the chance to get the ball into that Bristol City penalty area again. Not blessed with great height from these set pieces necessarily, Leeds. In it comes. Phillips swings it in, and there the point is reinforced by Jeju being the highest man off the ground by some distance to win the header and clear the ball away. Casilla back in the Leeds half. Short pass to Calvin Phillips, and then to Forshaw. Leeds just playing in a little block of 4 in their own half at the moment. Ben White part of that block.
Yeah, we're seeing the last 2-3 minutes, we've just, like I say, we've earned the right to take the sting out of it, these parts, but then we inject a little bit of pace, and then off we go again.
Hernandez tries to do exactly that. Ball just squirms away from Dallas, and Bristol City have it back again, left-hand side, tight to the touchline. Ball over the top, which is well defended by Calvin Phillips in front of Jeju. And then it's chipped up by Ben White and flicked on by Hernandez. Bamford will be a willing runner, but he won't get there, and it'll go back to Dan Bentley, the Bristol City goalkeeper. And from Bentley it goes to the edge of the penalty area, but pressure's on from Hernandez again on the edge of that penalty area, and it forces Moore to play the ball back to the goalkeeper again. And every time that happens, momentum is lost by Bristol City. Seconds tick away. Good work, Leeds. Hard work from Leeds as well. Good work defensively by Barry Douglas, but the free kick is awarded against Douglas for his challenge on Eliasson. But as Ben suggests there, it did look a little bit like, as Norman Hunter would once have said, 6 2 3s.
Not good at maths, so I won't try and work that one out.
I know, I never worked that one out either, but it was one of his favourite sayings. It was always one that was brought out when it was a debatable decision, much like that one, it has to be said. Bristol City have a free kick 10 yards outside the Leeds penalty area. It's to the right of the D.
Just need to switch on.
Yeah, Leeds have not had to defend too many set pieces, if any, in this second half, really. So Casilla is now offering instruction to the two-man wall. Hernandez is one of the two players. Referee is having a word with them. Not sure what about. Harrison's in there with him. Might be that natural silhouette thing, keeping your arms down at your sides to avoid the handball decision. It's Brownhill and Eliasson over the ball for Bristol City. Big moments these as we head up to the final quarter of this game, and Leeds 2-0 up. Eliasson looks like he may leave it to Brownhill, and then instructions come from the touchline as to what they should be doing with this, something clearly that's been worked on. Brownhill it is who swings it in. Oohs and ahs from the home supporters, but I think Casilla knew all along that was going to hit the side netting, going wide.
In the angle where from could see Kiko had it covered all the time. Don't know if he smashed himself into the post, covering his angles there, but on the far side, probably looked like he crept into the bottom corner. But I thought we kept his line well, kept a good solid wall. Like I said, Kiko had it covered all day long. But they're the moments you just don't want to give too many away, where you just give them a little bit of encouragement, because, to be fair, I always find it funny when people say 2-0's a dangerous scoreline.
You'd rather it than 1-0, wouldn't you?
I can never ever get my head around that. I said, rather be 2-0 up than 1-0. I just never get my head around it. But don't give him any encouragement. Don't get the crowd involved again. Just keep doing the same things that we've done for 69 plus minutes.
Leeds attacking with Bamford in possession. Left-hand side wins a throw-in. Perfect for Leeds, that. Ball up in that Bristol City half, out of play. And Leeds will get the possession back in the shape of the throw-in as well. Matchday live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. Leeds United 2 up. De Silva in possession for the home team. Left foot ball curled up into the Leeds half. Behind it, Ben White. He's got time to pick out a pass. Jeju comes across. It's played too quickly as it's turned out from Phillips to Hernandez, and the ball skims off the shin of Pablo Hernandez there, and it will go out for a Bristol City throw in. Down the line, push on the back of Jeju, maybe nothing given against Ben White, and the ball is looped up into the Bristol City half. The game is scrappy at the moment, suits Leeds down to the ground. Ball out for another throw-in on that far side, and it's a Leeds throw-in on that far side.
And what Bristol City have done with those two changes, Bryn, the push fireman up top with Jeju, so 4-4-2. Oh, that's done. Calvin just changed his role slightly, gone a little bit deeper. Can see him sat there in between Liam Cooper, Ben White, almost like a third centre-half. It's something we've seen quite a lot of.
Leeds concede a free kick in the Bristol City half. Bamford involved in a tussle, once again with Moore. The story of both those players' afternoons so far. Bamford, though, his story will have the happier ending thus far. He scored Leeds' second goal, his first goal of the new season. Pablo Hernandez having scored an absolute cracker in the first half. Bristol City attacking. Leeds have to defend this successfully, and they do that. Hernandez cuts the ball out before he gets to De Silva and has the ball back to try and build something maybe.
Counter.
Now. Look at the space now for Dallas to run into, and he's able to do that. He's striding forward for Leeds United. He's into the penalty area, and it comes back to Click, and it's down to Harrison.
Yes!
Surely that wins for Leeds United. Click with a shot, it came back to Harrison, and to be fair to Jack Harrison, he couldn't miss, he didn't miss. Bristol City 0, get this, Leeds United 3.
The man I'm looking at, not the goal scorer, not Click, whose shot got parried by the goalkeeper, it's the man Stuart Dallas. Everyone's going to hug him behind the goal there. Lung busting run, first game into the new year, legs are tired, minds are tired. Not Leeds United players, so fit, travelled the ball so far. He's got cramp behind the goal. It's absolutely knackered, poor lad. But what he did do, had that bit of quality. You think Click's going to put it away? Keeper saved it. Who's on hand? Harrison, like you said, Bryn, couldn't miss. 3-0, absolutely incredible start.
Well, this had all the look of a very difficult start to Leeds' Championship campaign. I don't think anyone would be kidding anybody if they said that it was an entirely positive build-up to the match. People have been a little disgruntled in terms of the composition of the squad. There's probably more work to be done on that basis, but the performance that Leeds have put in, particularly in this second half, has been pretty impressive.
Clinical, that's the word I'd use, Bryn. Very assured, almost like they've got a swagger and a point to prove from last year. Speaking to a lot of the players, They felt like they're letting themselves down, and what they did do, they got together. They said, right, what's our aims? Yeah, we want to get promoted, but I think they actually want to win the league. And so far, this is a performance. Yep, first game into the season, 73 minutes, but let's keep reminding ourselves, different class so far.
Ball into the penalty area, flicks up. Garcia's got to push that one behind. It's going to be a corner kick to Bristol City. Almost a dangerous moment for Leeds there. Interesting that as Eliasson comes to take the corner kick for Bristol City, he implores the home fans to make some noise, but many are already heading towards the exits, even with only 74 minutes coming up on the clock. It's the scoreboard that reads Bristol City 0, Leeds United 3 that's inspiring the home fans to decide an early exit is necessary. As the corner kick comes in, it does find the feet of Jeju, but he was moving away from goal as he made connection with it, and nothing to trouble Kiko Casilla at all from that set piece. And instead he gets the chance to spot it up for a goal kick, and again just take the sting out of the game, get the pace back at the level that Leeds United require from here on in, and they can start again to build from the back. That third goal, classic example of that, as Ben said, started with that charging run forward as Dallas found space and exploited it brilliantly.
Just looking down on the touchline, Brink, Helder Costa about to make his Leeds United debut.
Ideal time, isn't it?
Very ideal. A few eyebrows were raised when the teams got announced. I think a lot of our fans expected Helder Costa to probably be starting the game, but as we mentioned, what a great sub to have. Go on, Bamford.
Bamford into the penalty area for Leeds. Has to hold the ball up. Support arrives on the edge of the area. Click! Oh, he'll try and curl the shot, and he tries to curl it, but it goes just over the top. And he had teammates in attendance who were perhaps a little unhappy, but at 3-0, I guess everybody's going to have a crack now, aren't they?
Of course you are. You've earned the right. The thing I love about that, Bamford again, it looks like he's put half a yard of pace on. Mentioned his size, bullying defenders, but again, the composure. Bodies into the box. He could have set somebody up, but don't begrudge him at all. But I'm pretty sure that finish isn't the reason why he's getting subbed here.
It's a chance for Helder Costa to come on and enjoy, hopefully anyway, the final 15 minutes or so of the opening fixture, having made the move from Wolverhampton Wanderers on loan with a view to a permanent signing. Helder Costa makes his debut appearance in this natty new Leeds away shirt. Goes straight out to the right-hand side. As a result, maybe Hernandez moves a little bit more central. Oh, Casilla's got to come here. Does really, really well. There was a moment of danger for Leeds then as the ball dropped in front of the goalkeeper. He had to react quickly, and he did just that. He got in ahead of the Bristol City attacker to clear the ball out for a throw-in on the far side, which is taken and is given to Jeju. Jeju, very little in front of goal at all this afternoon. The Senegalese striker. Ball out on the right hand side. Eliasson chips it up. This is dangerous. Jeju is in there, battling away. And
great defending.
Gives a corner kick, but Leeds got enough bodies around Jeju there to ensure he couldn't get a proper contact on the header, and it went behind.
They just did enough, like I say, they didn't have to win that first header. What they had to do was don't let Jeju have a free header or free attempt at the goal. So between them, they did excellent there.
It's a corner kick from the far side. Leeds just trying to maintain the defensive composure. Casilla didn't show too much as he came and had a flap at that cross, but it doesn't result in anything too worrying for Leeds United. The ball carries over Casilla, but everybody else as well, and actually via a slight deflection off the keeper's fingertips goes out for a Bristol City throw-in, level with the edge of the Leeds box on this near side. Bristol City kicking towards the biggest bank of their own supporters, away to our right. Throwing into the penalty area, headed up by Cooper. Doesn't quite get the accuracy on that header. It comes back out for another throw-in to Bristol City. And it's constant glances at the clock now. 77 up, Bristol City 0, Leeds 3. Into the area. Again, it's cleared away towards the edge of the box. This time, Jeju picks up on the edge of the area, into the area. Low cross in towards the near post.
Great
and
covering.
Again, good bodies around the ball. And Dallas had to be there ahead of Jeju to clear away. Slightly nervy moments for Leeds. They've got a good cushion, of course, but why cause any unnecessary consternation at this stage?
What I love, people staying switched on. It's easy thinking 3-0 up, job's done and dusted, but people are in the right positions, right places. They want that clean sheet. They're working ever so hard for it.
That would be pretty much the perfect start to any season.
Perfect.
It's a long, long time since Leeds United lost here in the league. That was in 1977. 1997 since the last defeat in the League Cup. Leeds will hope that they're on course to extend that today, but they have given away a goal. And it's Weimann who gets the goal. It goes past Garcia at the near post. It took a deflection on its way. It was a toe poke almost towards goal there. And it caught Garcia out a little. Maybe the deflection beat him. It beat him at the near post. 3-1 now.
Just gives them a bit of a lifeline. Last thing we needed to do, just give them a little bit of hope. But I wouldn't say it was coming. All I would say is kept on getting cramped into our half a little bit as we respond by making a change. Alioski's coming on for Barry Douglas.
Just an opportunity maybe for Leeds to just pick it up a little bit going into the closing minutes of this game. Nothing daft needed at this late stage. 11 minutes to go on the clock. Won't be too much to be added on. There's barely been a stoppage in this second half. So substitutions apart. We're seeing another one now with Jeju coming off to be replaced by Taylor. Home fans seem happy to see him. His aim, of course, will be to make himself very much the hero. Leeds' aim is to just do what they've been doing, see the game through now, and make sure Bristol City have nothing that gives them any further hope. They've just given the ball away, Leeds. Chance to cross from Eliasson into the penalty area. Calvin Phillips is in a good position to volley the ball clear. Cooper wins a header as the ball goes long towards the edge of the penalty area again. Harrison in his own half wins a throw-in. Better from Jack Harrison, just forcing Hunt into the challenge, and it comes off Hunt and it goes out for a throw-in. And the 80-minute mark comes up.
Sorry, Rick, you were right what you were saying there. We don't need to do anything extraordinary, anything different. Just keep doing the same thing. We don't need to get nervy at all, bit panicky. Do the same good things that's gone to this position so far. Because now, all of a sudden, it's given a bit of hope.
Taylor tries a shot from distance. It comes back into the path on the edge of the penalty area. Chance of a free kick. Oh, Phillips foul conceded unnecessarily there with the challenge from behind. And that just gives Bristol City a chance for a free kick from just outside the penalty area. Just felt he could have left the Bristol man keep moving away. Wasn't facing goal. Felt he could have let him do the work himself, Patterson, but the foul was committed, and now Bristol City have a chance to swing a shot, which they will, on goal, which surely they will take, because they need something more out of this. 81 minutes nearly up now. Bristol City 1, Leeds United 3. Leeds were absolutely cruising until a couple of minutes ago. Now suddenly a glimmer of hope for the home side. Some of the fans who are heading towards the exits have turned around and headed back into their seats again, just in case. This is a big moment for Leeds, make no mistake about it, in the context of this game. Patterson over the free kick. Patterson takes it well over the bar, and nothing for Leeds to worry about there. Exactly what the supporters at the far end of the ground, who've gone just a tiny bit quiet, wanted to see. The Leeds travelling support. Garcia, as he should do, is taking ages over the goal kick.
He's got every right. He just fetched the ball, put it down. Obviously, any problem with that. But yeah, go back to my point, Bryn, about don't get nervy, don't get panicky. That spreads so quickly amongst the team when you start doing little things like that. Got nothing to be nervy about. We've dominated the game so far. Let's remember the good things we have done.
Bristol City have a chance to start another attack. This is their best period of play by some distance that we've seen up to and including the goal and in the minutes since. Eliasson into the penalty area. It's a good cross. It's a looping header and it's just over the crossbar from Weimann. Garcia was nowhere near that one really, and I think he was a little bit relieved that he was able to turn round and watch that one just drop over his shoulder, but just drop onto the top of the net as well.
What we need to do is get tight to Eliasson, either stop the ball getting out to him, because since he's come off the bench, he's been a real danger. He's isolating with Barry Douglas at the time, he's doing it to Alioski, but let's help the full-back out. Can the winger get back in? Can we stop that pass going out to him?
Yeah, it's the first opportunity that Bristol City have really had to get any sort of player in wide positions. They've not done that at all up until Eliasson's appearance. They're starting to do it now. Let's hope it's too little too late from Leeds' perspective. 83 minutes about to tick up on the scoreboard. 7 nervy minutes remain. Leeds United have a 2-goal cushion as the ball sails over the head of Alioski. Takes a slight flick off the head of Alioski indeed, and now Bristol City have a throw in the Leeds half. Here's Hunt. Goes through the legs of Calvin Phillips to Patterson on the edge of the penalty area, onto his left foot, held up on the edge of the area. Cooper does really, really well, but Leeds need to complete the clearance as the attempt cannons off the back of Cooper and is played back in by Hunt. Alioski underneath it with the header. Harrison to control and try and keep possession. Leeds haven't had any possession for the last 5-10 minutes. They just can't get on the ball at all, and they've completely dominated in that sense up until that point. So the game has changed, but Leeds have to make sure it doesn't change any more dramatically than we've already seen with that one Bristol City goal from such a commanding position that Leeds occupied at 3-0 up with the clock ticking down. Bristol City come from the back again. Leeds have disappeared as an attacking force in these last few minutes. Hernandez blows hard as he chases that ball there. No wonder either, because it's been some shift. As Alioski under some pressure. He's done really well there. Eliasson just made the little nudge in the back of Alioski that was only going to bring one outcome. Alioski drops to the ground, and Leeds United get the free kick, and that was good play from Alioski and not good play from Eliasson.
Yeah, just dangled the bait to him, fought it. Good experience defending was that.
And he bit. Alioski and Eliasson continue to have a little chat about that. Exotic game these days. Oh, hold on a second, there's a yellow card being offered to somebody in the Leeds dugout there by the referee.
I'm not sure why. There's been nothing kind of...
Just caught a glimpse of that one out the corner of my eye.
Nothing like handbags or anything down there.
I think it was something to do with encroachment maybe.
Are we seriously going down that route where you've got to get a yellow card now if you come out your technical area? It's a natural thing.
I mean, I'm guessing, but that's what it appeared to be, because there's nobody seems angry down there. Leeds in the meantime make a change that we need to tell you about, and it's good to see Leif Davis come on for Leeds, another young man who much is expected of in Leeds United colours, who's come through the system. We mentioned Pablo Hernandez was blowing hard, and it's Harrison in fact who's come off, so Harrison on this left hand side makes way. Hernandez stays on.
Yeah, now that's done, just pushed Alioski up into that left kind of forward kind of role. Leif Davis in his preferred position at left back, can play centre half, but like you said, Bryn, real prospect, got pace to burn, real athlete.
And Leeds will expect him to keep a calm head in these closing 4 minutes plus added time. Leeds edging ever closer to what would be an excellent start to this, the centenary season. 3-1 lead here at Bristol City at Ashton Gate. Big home crowd. As we've mentioned, many already deciding that an early exit is the best option, as they're not going to have much more to cheer this afternoon. The Leeds fans naturally are all staying in their place. Pressure is put on the Bristol City penalty as Bamford, a willing worker as ever up there for Leeds. And Cooper wins a very strong header at the back. Coming through with another strong header is Callas, loops forward into the Leeds half towards the left side corner flag. Indeed, goes past the left side corner flag off the foot of Dallas for a Bristol City corner kick.
Again, these are just little areas now, Bryn. Stay concentrated. You've got to throw bodies into the box. Stay with your man.
Chance for Bristol City then to curl the ball into the penalty area, throwing pretty much everyone forward. Only De Silva is not up or very close to the penalty area, plus the keeper, of course. Oh, the keeper for Leeds does extremely well there. Casilla came into the midst of the crowd and he gathered the ball safely. And the attendance is 23,553, and the away statistic reads 2,295 Leeds United fans in attendance. Completely sold out. The Atio stand away to our left-hand side, and in a couple of minutes' time, those 2,295 away fans are going to have plenty to celebrate. Yellow card being shown after a little set-to between Casilla and Bristol City's number 10, Matty Taylor. And that's another yellow card for a Bristol City player. Matchday Live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. We edge ever closer to the conclusion here. Home fans aren't happy, but Leeds are doing what they would expect Leeds to do in these circumstances. Killing a bit of time, game management, whatever you want to call it. It's just taking the sting out of it. It's just seeing the clock work itself down. Ever closer to that 90-minute mark. There won't be too much to be added on after that. Down the line it goes. The sun comes out here at Ashton Gate, and it's shining on a Leeds United performance. Cooper. Forshaw back into his own half to Phillips. Phillips right foot ball over the top. It's a good ball as well. Bamford will give chase. He may just keep the ball in. He may even win a corner kick. He does win a corner kick, and that's brilliant work from Bamford. Stayed stride for stride with the central defender Moore and forced him just to get the last touch on the ball that took it over the byline, and that's big news for Leeds because it gets the ball right up the other end in front of those away fans who sing Bamford's name again. Good to hear.
Epitomises his performance, does that, doesn't it, Bryn? Chase, not a lost cause, but didn't get anything up, won a corner kick, and this is what we just needed. Take the sting out of the game, ball in the right area of the pitch from our point of view. That's commitment, many bodies forward.
So, corner kick to come in from Helder Costa. In it goes to the near post, just in front of Bamford, but Leeds have the ball back with Hernandez outside the area. Hernandez wide left-hand side. Chance of a cross maybe, comes in from the left-hand side. Dropped up into the penalty area, heads up from Costa, and Bentley gathers and is in a real hurry to bowl the ball out underarm, but the ref's assistant far side has indicated the ball carried over the goal line for a goal kick, and that's more good news for Leeds because the play stops, the ball goes back, and Bristol City have to start again, and the clock on the far side now reads 89 minutes and 30 seconds up. So close now to what would be a terrific start to their season. Bit of space for Patterson to work his way and keep going forward for Bristol City. Up towards the Leeds penalty box, left-hand side. There's a wall of grey and pink shirts in front of him, and it's the shirt worn by Ben White that gets possession back for Leeds, and Forshaw, and now Hernandez, and Leeds have done extremely well. That's terrific defending to tidy that up. Calm under pressure. 5 added minutes, not sure where they've come from. Helder Costa, great run forward into the penalty area, still going, stumbles, and then Alioski can't help out, but it comes back again for Dallas. He tries a volley on goal, cannons off the back of a Bristol City defender, and his second effort goes way over the crossbar. Suddenly it all opened up for Leeds and Costa there.
Unbelievable passage of play was that, Bryn. As the clock just strikes the 90th minute now, we seen little triangles in that far corner where you'd think, put your foot through it, get rid of it, clear the danger, but no, that's not our way, that's not the Bielsa way. Players way out from the back, that's a little triangle. Within 15 seconds we're nearly getting another opportunity to score a goal.
Maybe it will still open up for Leeds in these last few minutes as we move well into overtime now. Nearly 2 minutes of added time already played. Leeds are on course for that opening day victory again, much as they were last season, and that really got things off to a great start by beating Stoke, and they do the same in this game now. Forshaw. Leif Davis is the man up in the penalty area, furthest forward for Leeds. Leeds have found a new burst of energy. On the edge, it's Alioski, edge of the box. It goes back into the path of Hernandez, who tries to chip a lovely little ball into the path of Alioski. Audacious attempt from Hernandez, just didn't quite carry for his teammate, and it's picked up by Bentley. And I'll keep you in touch with regular updates in terms of the timings now. 46.5 minutes up on the clock, 5 added minutes to be played. Bristol City have possession. Patterson left-hand side, midway inside the Leeds United half. Maybe a chance for a long ball in. Cooper does brilliantly to read it and stretch and head the ball away from the edge of the D. Possession is regained by Bristol City, then lost by Bristol City, and Leif Davis has done well to get the ball to Alioski, and back to Alioski, and then Hernandez, still lively, still working. Very commendable from a man who is getting on in years, Pablo Hernandez, but you wouldn't tell from his performance this afternoon. Wyman for Bristol City skips past Hernandez, makes progress into the Leeds half, seeks support from wide from De Silva, left foot ball into the penalty area from De Silva. Casilla comes, misses the punch completely. If he caught with anything, connected with anything, it was with a teammate. In fact, I think it was with a teammate.
Yeah, Liam Cooper.
And Liam Cooper is going to need some treatment now because he's absolutely flat out on the deck, face down in the turf.
I like the positivity coming from Kiko there, trying to claim the ball, claim the cross. But you've got to come get something on the ball at least. Don't get your centre half and your captain's head.
It was kind of the worst of all situations, that ultimately, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Still down.
He hasn't moved as well. It's always a dangerous sign, not a good one when players don't move.
And it's a position, as we've mentioned earlier on in the afternoon, in which Leeds are far from blessed currently in terms of personnel, having seen Janssen leave during the course of the summer. No Berardi, he's suspended for this game from his sending off at the end of last season. And still the Leeds player is flat out on the turf. He's moved his foot, now he's up now.
Good sign.
I mean, he's a big central defender, centre half as he used to call them. So he will be expected and used to taking the odd blow, but I think he got one on the chin from his own goalkeeper there.
Let me tell you, they are sore, because that's the last thing you expect. You don't expect a right hook to your jaw, to your head. But word on Liam Cooper, I think it's been absolutely fantastic this game.
He absolutely has, hasn't he?
He's gone about his business just quietly. That's what you want from your centre halves and your defenders, just to get about the job. Nothing too flashy. His partnership with Ben White, I think it's been excellent.
Well, that's been particularly commendable, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, for first game in, the two of them have looked like they've been playing together a long time.
And it's been one of those where people obviously worried seeing Pontus leave the club. Who were going to play at side of Liam Cooper? I said Ben White is only a young player, highly thought of down at Brighton, but settled to the team, the system seamlessly. It's like he's been here for a number of years.
As the saying has it, in Bielsa we trust. And people should maybe continue to do that, because he has the track record. He's done it, he's seen it, he's achieved it. And if he feels that the composition of the squad is okay, I'm sure there will be additions still, given Roof's imminent departure. But if he feels he's somewhere close, who on earth are we to argue with that?
Exactly. Who are we?
We're into the last minute of added time. There'll be a bit more now, obviously, because of the injury suffered by Liam Cooper. I'm pleased to say he's absolutely fine again now. So we'll probably have another minute or two, but quite clearly now Leeds have done enough. They've taken the sting out of that Bristol City, that flicker of a comeback, and the home fans can continue to head to the exits, the ground rapidly emptying, and the strains of marching on together can rise ever louder from the away end to our left-hand side.
Great defending, Cooper again.
Ball on this near side. Man in possession for Bristol City is Callas. Infield to Pack, the Bristol City keeper. Not a day to remember for him or his teammates, really. And then Moore carries the ball forward. He will shoot, and it will take a deflection. It'll go behind for a corner kick. Another look at the clock tells us we're now a minute past that 50th minute that we were promised in terms of the added time board. So we can't be too far away from a conclusion to this game now. We're playing added time on added time as Bristol City take the corner kick from the left-hand side. Curled in. Casilla can't make his way through the crowd, but that's perfect for Leeds.
Well done.
The ball comes off Jack Hunt's head, goes behind. It's a goal kick, and I think that will just about be us in terms of the action this afternoon. Casilla takes all the time in the world in his blue and yellow goalkeeping kit to get the ball up to the far side of the 6-yard box from left to right, and eventually strikes the ball. And as he does it, all eyes on referee Mr. Robinson, and the referee signals the full-time whistle. It's been a terrific way for Leeds United to start the season. They've come to Bristol City. It looked like a difficult away game, but they've won comprehensively here. Goals in the first half from Hernandez, then Bamford in the second, and finally Jack Harrison rattled in a third goal for Leeds. One goal back from Vyman, mere consolation for the home team. A terrific start to Leeds season. They've come away and they've won.